Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Portland, Oregon is Kent Lewis with Deksia. Kent, thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
So tell us what you do over there at Deksia.
So Deksia is a strategy-driven creative organization, and they acquired my digital team in March of this year. So now we're heavily skewed towards digital marketing, but we have creative and photo, video, and design, and all the things you would need to build a brand.
And I love the backstory about why you started this company. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I started Anvil. Really, I realized I was unemployable. I had been at a handful of agencies, and when I co-founded, exited that, had a falling out with my partner, who was the majority shareholder. I decided I better do my own thing, but I didn't really want to have employees. I was afraid. So it was a temporary shingle that became a 22-year gig. But after doing a couple, tried to go in-house for a bit, wasn't my thing. Did an email marketing startup agency for a while. It's now 200 something employees, but I left in the first year after setting up. I was like, email's not my bag. My passion is search marketing first and foremost, which is what I've been doing since '96.
And talk to me a little bit about the industry. It seems like you've kind of come around the block. It's like every great story. It's like you put a shingle out, next thing you know, you've made a career for yourself and for others. So talk a little bit about where you see digital marketing today and what are some of the biggest pain points that your clients are coming to you to solve.
So, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I've seen the same challenges my entire career across 10 agencies and 1,000 clients, which is measurability and accountability. So the measurability part is why I went into digital, moving out of the public relations industry, which I still love. And I do things like this because I understand the power of PR, but there was a lack of measurability that digital offered in terms of SEO, search engine optimization, paid search, etc. And the accountability is what most clients, and now that I'm more or less a client, I'm the CMO, I'm now the in-house marketer at Deksia, and I have vendors, and I realize vendors inherently don't want to be accountable. So one of the great things about Deksia and why I wanted to merge with them and bring their structure to us is their entrepreneurial operating system, or EOS shop, which means accountability is native to the structure, and they bring that accountability to the clients. So that's one way we've addressed one of my greatest frustrations is if we, in the rare case we mess up, we own it, we lean in, we fix it, we make good. Not every agency does that. Not every company does that. So that's what I'm seeing historically. Where I see it going is clients are getting increasingly more sophisticated. They're able to do more and more in-house, although it's a pendulum I've seen over the last 26 years of wanting to do it in-house, realizing it's exhaustive to hire and retain those specialists, and they go back out to other agencies, and they're like, we can do this cheaper in-house. So it's ping pong back and forth 4 or 5 times in my career. But right now, I think the pendulum is in the middle. We haven't lost work to in-house for a couple of years now, but that was a major problem 5 to 10 years ago. I think that means the pendulum is swinging back that way. So agencies have to figure out how to differentiate and position themselves to be a value add, even if companies decide to bring or build an in-house team. And so accountability is squarely in the middle of showing why it matters and the reduced risk that companies will take for using an agency. And then the other component would be forward-looking is, Web3, what does that mean? The metaverse, NFTs, agencies now helping clients navigate that journey will be important. And then again, still good measurement always matters. Measure twice, cut once.
I love that. That is a great tip across the board. So before we wrap up with you today, talk to me a little bit about what's your number one tip that you would give to someone regarding digital marketing.
I think my number one tip on the digital marketing front is test but verify. It's always good to experiment. So, I've always recommended a 20% of your, let's say, ad budget should be allocated towards testing new platforms, new ad products or formats, new creative, etc. So I think that's the same thing with Web3 or anything else is test, experiment, verify you're going the right direction, fail fast. That was like 3 pieces of advice, but it's all one big bundle.
No, we appreciate all that insight. Well, Ken, thank you so much for joining us today in Digital Champions. We really appreciated you making the time to share with us all your knowledge of that 22 years plus.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Oh, it is our pleasure. If you'd like to learn more about what Kent Lewis is doing over there at Deksia, you can check him out by first going to dailyadbrief.com. Where else? Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. I'm your host of Digital Champions. Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.